Keeping our eye on California now, Nancy Pelosi is the top Democrat in the state. She makes her home in the Golden State, of course, and today she gave a boost to the Hillary Clinton presidential campaign.
Well, I'm a voter in California, and I have voted for Hillary Clinton for President of the United States and proud to endorse her for that position.
Joining us now, A.B. Stoddard, associate editor and columnist at The Hill, and Christopher Bedford, editor-in-chief of the Daily Caller News Foundation. Thanks to both of you for joining us. Christopher, you make a great point. You say that Hillary Clinton is making a lot of the fact that this is historic for women. But Bernie Sanders has a little bit of history going for him as well. How so?
Well, he does. This is the closest an avowed socialist has gotten to the White House since Wallace, who was vice president for FDR, and Democrats forced him off the ticket because they wanted to hold on to southern states, and the Democrats in the South weren't happy with the socialists being that close to the White House. So he has an opportunity here to possibly overshine and really rain on Hillary's parade. If I was in Hillary's campaign right now, I'd be really ticked off about this AP report and the front page of almost every single newspaper in the country saying that Hillary's got the nomination, because she needs as many people out there and as much excitement, as much importance on this vote as anybody does. Otherwise, her losing California, and it's very close right now, is really going to spin the news cycle for this week, as opposed to her wrapping it up. It's going to really complicate and show how weak she is next to this socialist.
Yeah, A.B., you know, you look at Hillary Clinton's history in politics. She struggled with Barack Obama. Obviously, she didn't overcome that. She is struggling now to put away Bernie Sanders. Even if she is the nominee, which it seems like she will be, what does that say about how much she's going to struggle with Donald Trump, if anything?
Right. One of the things that her campaign has been working hardest on is to convince their donors and their supporters that they're ready for Donald Trump in a way that none of his 16 rivals were in the primary. She underestimated Barack Obama. She underestimated Bernie Sanders. She's trying to beg people to go out and vote and ignore reports of her historic nomination last night and today because she doesn't want to lose California, because it doesn't just mean she loses the news cycle this week. It actually means he could follow her to the convention and really be a stink bomb there and make things much harder for her to attract his voters in November, when she'll need them, when Trump voters will be turning out enthusiastically. So this is something that she's been working hard to do, is focus on her supporters and her Democrats and convince them she's ready for this unconventional, unprecedented fight with Donald Trump. And as of her speech last week, it looked like she's off to a good start. But she's going to have a lot in the weeks to come to do to assuage them of that.
Chris, you said that Bernie Sanders is looking to scare the heck out of the party by winning California. Why does he want to scare them? Why use that word?
Because he wants to change the party. He's kind of like Donald Trump or Ron Paul and other people that the Republicans have had to deal with, where his loyalty is not to the Democratic Party, it's not to the platform, it's to trying to change something and change it radically. And his supporters have the same thing. He is not going to come so close to this revolution that he's been leading and then just walk away and give a nice endorsement. He really wants everything to be different. And the party that Hillary Clinton is likely going to end up taking over, because of him, is going to have very little resemblance to the party that her husband led 20 years before. And Bernie, if he can hold on and he can win in California and disrupt the narrative for another week, then he could have a serious voice at the convention. But if he loses in California and then President Obama comes out maybe this week, as some reports have said, and adds his endorsement to get the progressives more in line, then it's going to be hard for him to hold on during this hot summer.
Real quick, A.B., before you go, you mentioned the speech last week. It seemed like Hillary Clinton was trying to get to the right of Donald Trump almost on foreign policy. Am I reading that right? And
I actually don't think hers.
No,
I don't even. I mean, I think she is to the right of Donald Trump and foreign policy, but I don't think she made that clear in that speech. It was really not about foreign policy. It was about Donald Trump's temperament and the kind of impulsive behavior he's demonstrated that makes him, in her characterization, unfit to be president and commander-in-chief. And that's what she's going to keep up. She's going to try to scare people about his temperament for the job.
Okay. Thanks to both of you. Appreciate it. Eric.